on Tuesday. We learned 2 rules on Tuesday. Before we jump into our new rule, which we're going to learn today, rules that we learned on Tuesday, who can tell me what the rules were? There are 2 rules that I'm looking for. What were the 2 rules that we learned on Tuesday? You can give me one. Who is feeling good and remembers one of the rules that we learned on Tuesday? Yeah, yes. What was one of the rules we learned on Tuesday?
Good evening, ma'am. The first rule we learned was angles around a point.
Good. Angles around a point. Excellent. Okay. What does that rule mean? Like, when would we use a rule like that?
When it forms a circle that add up to 360 degrees.
Beautiful. Okay, so we have all of those around. That's going to equal 360 degrees. Perfect. Well done. Thanks, Kira. Okay, and then we have our second one. Who can talk us through our second reason that we learned on Tuesday? A Sunday. Yes. Can you tell me our second reason? Oh, Nasi, I see your hand, but it was just too late. Yeah, a Sunday. How can I help?
Hi, ma'am.
Hi.
It's angles on a straight line.
Beautiful. Angles on a straight line. And when do we use that rule?
When all their points add up to 180 degrees.
Beautiful. Okay, so when we've got like points like that and they're on a straight line, they need to equal 180 degrees, 100%. Thank you so much. Okay, so those are two rules that we learned on Tuesday. We're going to add one more rule today, and then we're going to mix the 3 together. Someone asked on Tuesday, how do we know when we're going to use which rule? We're going to talk about that today. Okay, so today's rule is this guy, vertically opposite angle. Okay, so basically, I like to call this my bow tie rule, because whenever we have vertically opposite angles, we have a little bow tie that can be drawn. And our bow tie rule, or our vertically opposite angles rule, basically just means that when we have 2 straight lines like this, so there are 2 straight lines and they intersect with each other, then this angle is going to equal that angle, and that angle is going to equal that angle. So the angles that are opposite each other are going to be equal to each other. All right, and the reason that we use here is vert up angles equal. Remember, in some of your classes, you may need to write the full words depending on your teachers. And so if your teachers want all the words, it would be vertically opposite angles. Okay, but this is perfectly acceptable to write. So that's so the vertically opposite angles before. Who has seen this before and who has never? Can you give me an idea? Let me know. Okay. So Kira's seen this, never done this. Okay. That's all right. So some people have seen this and some people have not seen this. Yes. Same with Nadia, I know. Okay. Great. That's awesome. See what kind of
you hear me?
Yes.
Ah, okay. So it means that I'm back because I couldn't talk at all. Sorry. You can continue.
Okay. So we are going to go through some of these together. I'm going to go through 2 of them with you, one which is quite easy and then one which is a little bit trickier. Oh my gosh, you did this today. That's insane. And then I'm going to give you a couple to try by yourself. Okay, but this is one of my favorite rules because it's so nice and easy. So what we've got over here is we've got our 2 straight lines. And so that means that this angle here has to be equal to that angle there. So we don't have to do anything fancy here. We can literally just say X is equal to 120 degrees. And then remember, we leave a space. So we always have our equation, just for those of you who are new. and then we leave a little bit of a space, and then we write our reason. And our reason we always put in brackets. So I'm going to say vert of angles are equal in brackets like that. And that would be the end of the question. And you know what's cool is we get 2 marks just for doing that. That's what's cool about a question like this. Took like no time to do, and we could do it so quickly. Let's try a slightly trickier one, and then I'm going to give you some to try. All right. Yeah, geometry is so rad. Okay, here's a straight line. Here's a straight line. That means that this angle must be equal to that angle. Okay, so how do we write that? We write it like an equation. We say, well, 2x minus 10, that's this angle over here, has to be equal to this angle here, x plus 30. And our reason for that is going to be vert of angles are equal. Okay, and now over here, all we have is a normal equation, and we're trying to solve for x. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my x onto that side, and I'm going to move my 10 onto that side. So I'm going to have 2x minus x on the left, and on the right, I'm going to have 30 plus 10. 2x minus 1x gives me 1x. 30 plus 10 gives me 40 degrees. Okay, and so for a question like this, we're going to get 1, 2, 3. Can you give me a number on a scale of 0 to 10 on how you feel about this new rule? So the next few questions I give you, they're going to be this new rule. I'm not going to have any of the other ones come in. Awesome. Okay. Mostly it seems like we're feeling quite confident. That's great. I love the 8.9. Oh no, Brenda, what's happening? Brenda, you were on the ball on Tuesday. Is this rule just like not agreeing with your head today? Okay, I'm just going to zoom out quickly so that if anyone wanted to get a screenshot, you can. So this is our first rule. If you would like to get a screenshot of our first rule, please take one now. It's okay, Brenda. I think with practice, it will sink in. So that's our new rule that we're learning today. And then these are the 2 example questions that I've done. You can take a photo of them too. And then I'm going to give you a question to try by yourself. Okay. Okay, I'm going to help you a little bit just because it's your first one alone. Those are my 2 straight lines. That's my x. This one's a little, you have to think a little bit with this one, but I believe that you'll be okay. I'd love it if you could give this one a try and then see if you can tell me what x is going to be equal to. Don't panic. Don't forget that when you write your work on your side, always make sure you have your equation and always write your reason. Even if you know what the reason is, it's very good practice and it will help it sink into your head. Because this section makes up a huge section as we move into the senior grades. Oh, I see a hand. I see lots of hands. Oh, and some new names here. How exciting. Lucia, have you got a way to answer this question?
Oh, ma'am, I want to ask like the x and the 58 degrees. Does it mean that it's a plus or it's a plus?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Your instinct was 100% right. You're going to add those 2 together.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
No problem. Hamza, how can I help? Hamza, you just need to unmute on your side. Okay, I'm going to move to Nasi.
Ma'am,
Hello.
for this number C, you need to calculate first 2x plus 30 degrees.
Hmm. Let's try this again. I'm on.
Hi, my people. Can you hear me? I think teacher Dan is gonna come back. There we go. Now the screen is
Okay.
back.
I got kicked out. I don't even know what happened. I was unmuting Nasi, and then all of a sudden Zoom just kicked me out of Zoom. It was like,
Really?
no, we've had enough of you.
I can't even hear you clearly. So that's why I don't talk, because it's glitching on my side, but I guess it's my network. I'm not sure.
Oh my goodness. Can the rest of you hear me?
I think they can. I can see Ganya. Yep, everyone can. Then it's someone said it's glitching. Retta said that you were glitching before. Not properly though. I don't know. I guess it works, but for me, it's like you're in and out. I can still understand what you're talking about, so I guess it's fine. You see, I cannot hear anything anymore. Hello, Teacher Jen, are you there? Oh, okay. So, guys, can you hear me? So can you hear the TA Yolanda? So I'm asking you if you can hear me, not Teacher Jan. Okay, so if you can hear me, that's perfect. Teacher Jan is gonna come back in again. I can see her coming back. So I'm sure she's gonna try and talk to us. Teacher Jan, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Okay, I'm glad that you guys can hear me. Okay, and I'm not listening. I was worried that, because I can't hear our TA properly, so then I was worried that it was my side, but I've just come back in, so we'll see how it goes. Okay, so let's try this again. I was trying to unmute. Now I have so many hands that are up, and I'm so sorry, but I was trying to unmute Unati, so I'm going to try that again. Unati, how do I answer this question?
So, ma'am, first you're going to say 2x plus 30 degrees
Beautiful.
equals to x plus 58.
Good, good. And then I'm going to give my reason. Okay, and I'm going to write my reason because at the moment we know our reason is all the same. Okay, next line.
Now you're going to take both the x's on one side and the degrees on the other side. So it's going to be 2x minus x
Good.
equals to 58 minus 13.
Perfect. Okay, so what's my final answer?
X equals to 28 degrees.
Yes, nice job. Okay, awesome. Sorry guys, with the connection issues there, I know that question took much longer than expected, but hopefully it gave us some time to look through it. If your hands are up and they were up to answer, do you mind popping them down for me? But if they are up to ask a question, you can keep them up. So to answer the question that came in the chat, it's minus 30 because we're moving this 30 onto the other side. So when he jumps over, it needs to change sign. Okay. And how can I help?
Ma'am, I wanted to ask, it was first 2x plus 30 and now it became 2x minus x. How did that happen?
Okay, so this x on this side over here, he jumps over the equal sign, and when he jumps over, his sign had to change, and so that's why it became a minus x.
Oh, I see. Thank you so much, ma'am.
No problem, no problem. Okay. Mahle, how can I help?
Ma'am, sorry to be
Yeah.
off topic, but then I just wanted to ask, how long are we actually going to be doing geometry? Is it like a whole term thing or?
Yeah, we're doing geometry until the end of this term.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Lucia, how can I help?
Oh no, ma'am. I wanted like to answer, but like I got confused when they said it's a minus. I thought it was like 58 plus 30.
Okay, okay. But are we happy now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Thank you.
good. No problem. Okay, let's give another one a try. So this one, I know it looks scary, but it's not scary. Don't panic. Okay, those are your two straight lines. In this one, oh sorry, I know what that hand is up. You want to take a screenshot, I think. You can take a screenshot and then I'm gonna go back down. Okay. For this one, I want to have the answers for X, Y, and Z. So I want you to be very careful with how you set this question up, but I want to have the answers for X, Y, and Z. You can, you're gonna need to use more than one rule in this question. That's my advice. Okay. So you can start with any, but you will need to use one of the rules that we learned on Tuesday. Okay. Just going to write the rules that we learned on Tuesday up here, just so that you've got them fresh in your mind. We've got angles on a straight line. And we've got angles around a point. So in this question, I'm wanting you to give me the value for X, Y, and Z. Naledi, hello, how can I help?
Ma'am, is the order in which you write the thing, does it matter or can you write it in any order?
Any order.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Sure. Don't panic, Lucia. Start with one that you feel like will be nice and easy. So try, I think a lot of you will find Z to be the easiest. That might be a good place to start. So, yeah. And then this guy might help you out a little bit to find that one. Some ideas that I'm throwing out there. Let's see. Let's see how it goes. See, Kenya, can I help?
Can you go back to number C?
I can go back to C. Once we've gone through this question, I can pop back up to C.
Okay, ma'am. Thanks.
Okay, Riseko, can I help?
Ma'am, I was asking if, are you gonna be the one who's teaching us every day?
Every Tuesday and Thursday, I'm here with you, yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay, Unati, have you got a question for me here, or have you got an answer?
Ma'am, I have an answer.
Okay, which one do you want to start with?
Ma'am, Z.
Okay, okay. So you started with Z. How did you go about finding Z?
Ma'am, Z equals 240 degrees because it's vertically opposite.
Okay, good. Okay, so do we see this, guys? Do we see that they are opposite each other? So Z was our first one that we were going to start with. So Z is like our easiest one because they were vertically opposite. Okay, so Z is going to be 140 degrees because they are vertically opposite angles which are equal. Okay, so Nati, before you carry on, who managed to get to this first point? Who managed to get what Z was equal to? Do we have a few people? Okay, so Kira, you hated this question, but you're already on 2 marks. Okay. All right. So Z didn't feel too scary, I'm taking from this. Okay, good. All right, great. That was a great first start. Okay, Unati, where did you go to after that?
Ma'am, so what I did, I'm not quite sure about this one, about Y, because to first get X, you need to calculate Y.
So you don't have to calculate Y first to get X. There's another way.
Okay, ma'am, the way I did it, because I did Y in 2 different ways.
Okay.
What I first did is that I said 2Y equals to 10. Hey, but no, ma'am, it's wrong.
Yeah. But it's okay. I'll talk you through this one. I've got lots of confused people sitting in the chat, so it'll probably be worth going through it nice
Tell
and
you the
slowly.
other way that I did it.
What was the other way you did this?
Ma'am, I said 2Y plus 10 equals to 180. My gosh.
No. So only because it's not on a straight line.
So, ma'am, how do you do it?
I'm going to tell you. I'm going to talk you through it nice and slowly, I promise. I promise you're going to be like, oh, okay. Once it will by the end of this, you're going to be like, that was the best question. I get it. Okay. So far, guys, we can see that Z is equal to 140 degrees. Okay. I'm going to move these little arrows just to give ourselves a little bit of space. Okay. Now, we are needing to try and find X and we need to try and find Y. The next easiest one for us to look for is actually X. And the reason because of that is this over here, it's a straight line. It's a straight line like we learned on Tuesday. That line over there is a straight line. And that means, I'm just going to use a different color so you can see, that these two next to each other, because they're on a straight line, they have to equal 180 degrees. So we can say, well, cool. That means that X plus 140 needs to equal 180 because of angles on a straight line. Okay, and then this 140 moves on to the other side. So we're going to have X is equal to 180 minus 140, which means X is going to equal 40 degrees. Not so bad. I know it looks scary, but do you see now how it's not so bad? How have we been feeling with this one? Did anyone that manage getting to the X equals 40 degrees? Nice, well done. Oh yeah, you see, Unati, once you see it, you're like, oh, it just takes a little bit of brain time sometimes. Oh, Tracy, that's awesome. Well done. Okay, cool. Let's look at our last one now. So our last one, you've got 2 different options. You could do angles on a straight line, okay, with that one or with the 140. Both of those you could do angles on a straight line. The easiest thing here would probably be vert up angles. So we can say X needs to equal the 2y plus 10, okay? And we now know that X is 40 degrees. So we can say 40 degrees equals 2y plus 10 because of vert up angles being equal. Okay, I'm going to move my 10 over. So I'm going to say 40 minus 10 is equal to 2y, which means 50 is equal to 2y. I'm going to divide both by 2, and I'm going to see that y is 15 degrees. This was like a big question. Very keen to hear who managed to get this all right. Let me know. Let me know how this went. Let me
I
go
think
through
there's
these little hands.
there's some questions and some hands over there.
Yeah. Okay, Shaden, how can I help?
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yeah, perfectly.
You know, when I first looked at this question, I was like, no way, I'm not gonna get this. And then when I actually looked at it properly, I'm like, oh my god, this is so easy.
Yeah, you know, like geometry is one of those things where it looks so much scarier than it is. But if you like break it up into small things, you're like, oh, okay, that was okay.
Oh, thank you,
Great
ma'am.
job, Shaden. Well done. Awesome. Namaza, how can I help? So Namaza, yeah, there we go. Hi.
Sorry, I did angles around point
Oh,
for
totally
2
fine.
10.
Yeah, that's 100% fine. It would like be longer for you to write out, but absolutely great. You could 100% use that reason.
But then I also got the answer 174.
Okay, so then I think something just went a bit wrong in the working out. So your line should have been 140 plus 40 plus 140 plus 2y plus 10 needs to equal 360. Does yours look like that?
Not one bit. No, ma'am.
What have you? What's missing?
Oh, a lot.
Okay, so just remember when we do angles around the point, it has to be all of the angles in that whole thing to equal 360.
I think
Yes,
Normaza
ma'am.
maybe decided to take everything and equate it to 360 without finding bits and pieces first.
The thing is, I thought we were like doing it separately, like
Okay.
each thingy, because like it was X, Z, and Y, and I was like, oh, okay, then maybe we should like,
Okay.
you know,
Like
work
little
around
pieces
it.
on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's the first time we've done a question where we've mixed them up like this, so that's normal. Don't panic.
Thank you.
Sure. Okay.
did well,
Sia. Sia, how can I help?
Ma'am, it's
Oh,
Kira, ma'am.
Sia, sorry. Yeah, sorry.
Ma'am. So, ma'am, basically, I thought I was doing the whole thing wrong at first, and then I saw ma'am do it, and I was like, oh, wait, I have it right. And I was like, oh,
So you're just second guessing yourself for no reason.
yes,
well
I
done,
was.
guys.
You silly banana. You banana. Okay, let's try this again. Let me try and unmute Sia again. Sia, hello?
Hello, ma'am.
Hi.
Ma'am, may you please explain again how you got 40 on the first step?
The
Wait,
y z is equal to 140.
Y
So Sia, the z is equal to 140 because this angle over here has to equal that angle over there because they are vertically opposite each other.
Ooh.
Okay. Okay, guys. Let me try and quickly go through these last two hands, and then I'm going to go down to our brain break. Nathan, how can I help?
So, ma'am, can I please ask, if there was a number by Z, do
Yeah.
you still have to count it in?
No, if there was a number by Z, you wouldn't have to. Then you could have just gone straight into finding what X was.
Okay, then if another number was opposite the other number and there was no 2y plus, and then were we gonna still do the opposite again?
You would do it, yeah. You would do two vertically opposite.
Just like how we did 140.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Please ignore my unmute request there. Okay, guys, I'm so sorry. I do see these hands, but we need to keep on moving. Otherwise, we're not going to get through this lesson. So I'm hoping that at some point, what those questions are, I'll answer in the next question. Otherwise, please remember, you can always write them in the chat. And if I miss them in the chat while I'm teaching you, Linda will pick them up and then she can answer. Okay, it's just we're going to take too much time if I go through your hands that are up. I still love you. I do want to hear from you. We just need to move on for the moment. Okay. Also, in the chat, there's lots of conversation going on between people that has nothing to do with the maths. Can we try and refocus on the maths? Because what happens is when you write lots of conversations like that, then you, Linda and I, miss the questions where people are asking for help. And we need to use that as a tool. So please, thanks. Yeah. All right, let's do a quick brain break. So for everyone who is new, a brain break is something which is short and easy. It's just something a little bit different from what we are currently working on to give your brain some space to think about different things. So we've got 2 questions. And Zani, don't panic. You don't need to apologize. You didn't know. That's why I was just letting you know. So we're going to do one puzzle first, and then we've got a dingbat to do after it. And I'll explain what a dingbat is when we get there. Okay. But this one is a nice, easy one. We haven't done one like this in a while, but it's a word that I'm looking for. I'm trying to figure out what this word is. So when you have figured it out, let me know. I want to know what my word is. Yeah, you will be fine.
Y'all are nailing everything. Let's go. It's the brain exercise. Let's break our brain.
You definitely have a quiz today, guys. So we will make sure we end the lesson a little bit early to give you some time. Let's see how we go.
We can do it, guys.
You're going to be 100% fine. What is the word that I'm looking? Ah, Karen, yes.
Wow.
So nice and fast.
Yo.
Awesome. Brenda's like, no, I'm out. It's not a brain break. It's a brain
that
stop.
was so fast.
Karen, that was awesome. So
Sure.
what it was golf. It was GOLF, so golf, like the sport. Let's try and figure out why. So this would be 8 times 12 is going to give us 96. Okay, so that's my G. And then 8 times 5 is going to give me 40. So that's my O. And then we have our L, which was our kangaroo. And then our skunk, that has to be a 1. And so, oops, sorry, that was a S. So our word was golf. It was golf. Some of you got there. I don't panic if you lost. It's all right. It's just a brain break. Also, if it's the first one you've seen like this, it's a little bit intimidating. But the next one you see, you'll be 100% fine. Your brain stopped functioning when you saw animals. Oh my. What happens to you in a zoo? Okay, the next one is a nice, easy thing. So it's a dingbat. A dingbat is when you see a picture. Sometimes the picture has words in it, and you have to tell me what the word is or what the phrase is that I'm looking for. Now, I could give you a hint for this one, but I want to see if anyone can get it without the hint. But if you need a hint, I'll give it to you. Let's see if anyone can figure this one out without a hint. I'll be very impressed. Not black men. You're on a good train of thought though, Yolanda. Blame Dick? No. Lamb Dick? No.
Yeah, we're on the right track.
Blackville? No. Nomaza?
Ma'am, is it Men in Black?
Yes! Oh my
Yes!
goodness!
Oh my God,
Woo!
Wow.
Well done. Oh, nice job.
Yo,
Guys, it was
this
Men in Black.
fast.
That was so fast. Well done.
Yo.
Well done.
Full of geniuses. Oh, I
Yeah.
love you guys.
Nomaza, that was crazy. Okay, so guys, if you can't see it, there's your men, and it's in the word black. Did you see? So it's black, and then men is inside the word black. So it's Men in Black. Nomaza, that was amazing. Well done. Give your brain a big round of applause. Awesome. Well done to those of you who got there. Nice. Okay, we are going to jump into some more geometry. We're going to do maybe between 1 and 3 questions. We're going to see how we go. And then we're going to go into our quiz for this week. But you're going to be fine. Just try and recenter yourself, focus. We'll be okay. 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 So, look at all these letters. How exciting. So, oh, sorry, C, you did ask me to go up to C and I just forgot. Let me just pop that up there quickly. Yeah, so whenever you're moving numbers around, you would have to minus. Let me just change X over here. So if we're trying to add these two angles together, because I want to know what they are as one, then I would add them together. So as soon as you're going to have multiple ones, you would add. Like if I had another line in here and this was 10 and this was 12, I would say 10 plus 12 plus 8. So we always add whatever we have there. Okay, let's have a look at our very first one over here. Don't panic. Remember, the first rule with geometry is not to panic. The second rule is get as many highlighters in your life as possible. Look for your bow ties, okay? There should be two that are very, very easy to get straight away. And the ones that are very easy to get straight away are these two, okay? And then you're going to have to use your brain a little bit for D, and then A will be easy to get again. Okay. So my recommendation, you don't have to follow my recommendation, but I would start with C, then I would do B, then I would do D, and then I would do A. But it's up to you. Brenda, my love, how can I help?
Okay, ma'am, so I didn't get D and B, but I already got C and D because they're vertically opposite.
For C and B?
Ma'am?
Yes.
I got C and B only.
Okay, that's fine, You can talk me through those ones so far. Okay, so for C and B, I'm just gonna draw in some things to help us. What was my value for C?
40 degrees.
For C?
Yes, ma'am, because it's opposite with 40.
Oh, look at what I've drawn on the board. Where's my bow tie?
Oh, no, ma'am, it's 30 degrees. 30 degrees.
Do you see why? Do you see how the bow tie helps us?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so C is 30 degrees because of vertically opposite angles being equal. Okay, good. Okay, and now I'm just going to draw in another color for us for B. Now we've got those two for B. Okay, so what's B going to be equal to?
B is 40 degrees.
Good, excellent, nice. Well done.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thanks for answering, Brenda. Okay, now we have to try and figure out D and A. We have some answers coming in. Answers that I'm enjoying, can I just say? I'm enjoying the answers that I am seeing. The other thing with geometry that I highly recommend is as you work something out, put it into your diagram. So put in your 40 degrees over there. Oh, goodness, now I'm lying to myself. Put in your 30 degrees over there and your 40 degrees over there. So if it's in your diagram, it's easier to see what to do. Dear Kanya, yes, well done. Nice. Hopefully this is feeling a little bit less scary than we did at the beginning of the lesson. Just gonna draw something in that mud and give you some guidance. Tracy, are you gonna talk me through?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. Tell me what to do.
Ma'am, for number D, it's 30 plus 40 plus D equals 180 because of angles on the straight line.
Woo! Angles on a straight line. Love it. Okay, next line.
So D equals to 180 minus 30 minus 40.
Beautiful. So what does D equal?
110.
Perfect. Yes, awesome. Okay, so now we know that D is 110. So if you know D is 110, then what's my final answer?
Ma'am, for A.
Mm.
Oh, it's also 110 because, yeah.
Why? What's my reason?
Because of angles on a straight line.
No. Oh, well, you could do it that way. Before I yell my no at you, you could do it that way. It would just be a little bit longer. What's the quickest way though?
Vertically opposite angles.
Yeah, you need to say right there, so we can just jump straight to that.
I could have just done that.
Yeah, but the other way is 100% fine. With geometry, there's always different ways you could go about to get there, but nice job for getting there.
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. Unati, how can I help?
Sorry, ma'am, I forgot to put my hand down to answer.
Oh, no, it's okay, sweetheart, don't panic. Okay, how did this question go, guys? Can you give me a number on from 0 to 10? How did this question go? Did it feel a little bit less scary than the last one? Did it feel just as scary? Oh, 7, that's not bad. Okay. Cool.
You guys are doing great, by the way, my people.
Yeah, nice job. Okay, Shaden, but remember, we can struggle in the beginning and then we can try and figure our way through this. Des, what's wrong? Milo was a little scary. It was a little scary. That's very fair. I know it is. Geometry can seem really nasty, but I promise you, if you make it your friend nice and early, you're fine. You've just got to, we've got to make it our friend. Funzo, yeah.
Hi, ma'am.
Hi.
I wanted to ask a question.
Sure.
When we want to find A, we weren't we supposed to say 40 plus 30 plus A?
You could definitely do that. So you could say 40 plus 30 plus A because of angles on a straight line. That's totally fine.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%
Oh, okay. Thank you, ma'am.
fine. Okay. Anam, how can I help?
Ma'am, is it okay if you first before you wrote 180 minus 30 minus 40, I actually added 30 and 40 together, which gave me 70, and then I said 180 minus 70, which still gave me 110.
100% fine.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, doesn't matter at all what order it is. Adjacent and vert up. So adjacent angles on a straight line is different. So the adjacent angles on a straight line is dealing with this one, and then vertically opposite angles is dealing with that one. Okay. Okay, dear Kanya, last question, and I'm going to move down. How can I help?
Sorry, ma'am. Can I ask where do you get that 110?
So the 110 came from having 180 minus 50, which gives us 150, and 150 minus 40, which gives us 110.
Oh, okay. Thank you, ma'am.
No problem. Okay. Oh, you know I like my spicy questions. Okay. If I was you, which I'm not, but if I was, I would probably start either with Y or Z. I'd probably start here, and then I'd go there, and then I would deal with this. But you could do it all kinds of different ways. Yeah, sure. If you want a screenshot, you can quickly take one.
Shine, shine, shine. Take screenshots. You guys did good, by the way. Time flies, though. You are doing really good.
Okay. And here we are. See how it goes. Don't overthink it. It is spicy though. It is a spicy question. I'll give you that much. And Tando, how can I help?
Afternoon, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yeah, beautifully.
Okay, ma'am. So I got the answer for Z first, and then I got
Okay,
Y.
great. Okay, Z's a great place to start. How did you do Z?
Ma'am, so 31, 130 degrees, and Z is actually a straight line. So it's basically 130 plus Z equals to 180 degrees.
What's my
equals,
reason?
and then, ma'am, angles on a straight line.
Beautiful. Okay.
And then, ma'am, it is Z equals to 180 minus 130.
Good.
And it equals to 150, ma'am. No, 50. Sorry, ma'am. It is 50.
Okay, good. Okay. So Z is equal to 50 degrees. That's a great start. And then you
Yes,
said
ma'am.
that you were
And then-
able to find Y?
Yes, ma'am. So, ma'am, Y and Z are vertically opposite angles.
Yes. So therefore Y is equal to?
50.
Yes. Nice job. Well done. The opposite angles are equal. Awesome. Okay. So far we have got Z and we have got Y. So we are still looking for X. You can use any one of the 3 rules we've learned so far to find X. I'll just do this, which might help you see one of them. But you can use any one of the 3 rules we've learned so far, and it will help you find X. Tracy.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you ready?
Ma'am, so, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, so 50 plus x plus 6 equals 180 because of angles on a straight line.
Okay, so 50 plus x plus 6 equals 180 because of angles on a straight line. Absolutely. Good. Okay, next.
So 2x equals 180 minus 50 minus 6.
Good. So 2x equals?
2x equals 124.
Good.
And you divide that by 2.
Good.
So x is 62.
Yes, well done. Nice. Okay, beautiful. That was great, Tracy. Excellent, excellent. Okay, so Tracy used angles on a straight line. Did anyone do this in a different way? Did anyone do this in a different way? Did anyone find X a different way? Let's have a look. Celeste, did you do it in a different way? Oh, no, I've lost you. Okay, to answer the question that came in the chat, why is Y 50? Because if we highlight those 2 straight lines and we make ourselves a little bow tie, we'll be able to see that that angle is the same as that angle. And so because we figured out that Z is 50, that means that Y also has to be 50 degrees. Okay. Yeah, there is a different way. So the way that I would have done this is I would have actually used vert up angles. So do you see the pink lines that I've highlighted? That means that this whole angle is equal to that whole angle. So I would have said x plus 6 is equal to 150 because of vertically opposite angles. And then we would have gotten to the same point. That would have been one of them. And then the other way you could have done is you could have added everything up and done the whole thing with angles around a point. So we could have used any one of our reasons, all 3 of them. The 2 we learned on Tuesday and the one we learned today.